we're going to jump right into it. We've got a busy schedule, so we've got a craft talk from Stephanie. And Stephanie, I think if I stop sharing my screen, then you can share yours. So
Sure.
I will do that, and I will turn it over to you.
Great. Let's see. I think that we'll be sharing here momentarily. Can everybody see that? Okay, cool. Well, because I know we have a super packed meeting today, I'm going to try to be brief, but we'll just get started. Let's see, is everyone's picture in the way? Do I need to do that? Okay. Okay, so I was born and raised here in Eureka, and I'm one of the few from my era to stick around. I was really fortunate to grow up in this area. Every time I travel and I come home to Humboldt, there's nothing wants to draw me away. And so I really love being around all the nature and all of the sense of community that we have here. I think it was a really, really wonderful place to grow up. There's a picture there of my parents, Doug and Doreen Lane. My father was a rural mailman for a majority of his career in the Elk River and parts of Lower Mitchell Road and Freshwater. So he got to ride around in his own truck and check out the animals and see everyone in the country. It was a pretty great job. He'd take me on rides on Sunday when a new sheep had been born or a cute animal he'd seen on his route, which is pretty fun. And my mom, Doreen, she was the office manager for, or the administrative assistant for David L. Mooney, an accounting firm here in town, who is also run by my godfather, John Goff, who's a Rotarian. And then I have one sister, Stacy. She is 6 years older than me, and she works in the insurance world, currently working for CVS Corporate. So I attended Marshall Elementary School, which is no longer an elementary school, but I have the most fond memories of my childhood there. It's the school that's located right across from Eureka High. And then I went to Zane and then graduated from Eureka High in 1999. So there's a little bit about my upbringing. Uh-oh, how do I make it go to the next? There we go. I stuck around Humboldt. When I first started in college, I wanted to be a math major, and I did 3.5 years of a math major at Humboldt State before I switched to recreation administration, which my parents weren't super thrilled about. What kind of job prospects does that bring? But I really learned in that degree leadership and communication and marketing, and those are all transferable skills that you can bring into any career. And so I've been really happy with it. And then you'll learn in a second that I work at Humboldt, but I utilize the employee master's program where I was able to get a master's at a discounted rate. It also meant that I did it at a slower pace than everybody else. I finished all my coursework in 2012, and like many people and many stories, I did not finish my thesis until 4 years later. I was really, really, really good at putting that off and finding excuses. So I graduated in 2012, but oops, the actual record is 2016 when I turned my thesis in. I'm not married, I'm single, and I don't have any kids, but I'm the godmother to 4 beautiful, beautiful children. So on the left there, that is Gina. She is a woman I was a nanny for when she was a teenager and I was in college, and I've continued to be family with her my entire life. And she has 2 kids, James and Maya. And then my best friend there on the right-hand side, April, and her 2 kids, Victor and Svea. And Svea was the first kid in my life and very special to me. And I have a promise to all the kids that when they turn 10, I'll take them anywhere in the US for a trip. And when they turn 20, I'll take them anywhere in the world for a trip. And Svea this year turned 10. And unfortunately, her trip was planned for the second week of COVID. So we were gonna go to Hawaii. She really wanted to swim with dolphins. And that bottom right-hand corner picture is us having a virtual luau on the day that we would have been landing in Hawaii. So these kids I would do anything for. So professionally, I work up at Humboldt State. I was right out of college. I worked at a youth camp, Triumphant Life youth camp out on Highway 36 as the executive director. And then I became an admissions counselor, and I thought it was the coolest job because I could travel and HSU would pay for it, and I could brag about HSU, which I do anyways, and I just thought it was the best job. That's also where I met Romy. And so I had a great time at admissions. I learned so much about the university and then moved on to be the assistant athletic director in 2011. I did all of our game management, close to 86 events a year, all of our game management and fundraising and corporate partnerships. And then I moved on from athletics to become the Director of Alumni Relations, which is where I am now. And I had a little stint being the interim director of admissions, but alumni is really where my passion is at. And I have so much fun getting to meet people and figuring out new ways to engage folks with the university. I am definitely a lifer at Humboldt, most likely. So, yeah. So a little bit about me and my interests. Anyone who knows me knows that I love San Jose Sharks hockey. So if anybody ever wants to watch a game, I can't remember if I think there's TVs up at Bigfoot. Maybe Bigfoot will become a hockey fan and I can come watch games up there. But I drive down to San Jose 5 or 6 times a year to go to games. So if anybody is into that, just let me know and we can carpool. I'm also really passionate about scuba diving. I had the chance to go on a trip to Galapagos in 2013, and I just snorkeled and I saw so much sea life. I came straight home and got certified, and then I continued to hang out with the group of people I got certified with, and now I teach with them. So those top pictures are a couple of pictures of classes that we've certified. The one on the right, we literally certified the first weekend of March. And then a cool one down there, the guys that I dive with are also commercial divers. So occasionally I get to put on a helmet and do a different type of diving than most recreational divers do. I know there's lots of divers in the group, which is fun. And then my third passion is just traveling, trying to go all over the world. So quickly, this first picture is a picture of me on top of the wall in Dubrovnik. I have got my Los Bagels mug there. I did that purposely so I could get on the wall in Los Bagels, and that picture is up there somewhere in the Arcata store. For all you Harry Potter fans, there I am in England at the 9 3/4 platform, and a picture of my family at the Jameson Whiskey Factory. We're all having a whiskey tasting. Last year I traveled to Belize, and that's me with my friend Alon and our guide Dora at some ruins. This is the only Halloween costume I own. I stumbled upon the International Yodel Festival in Switzerland and had to join in the festivities with everyone and look the look. So I bought a traditional dress there. And then there's a picture of my family in Peru. We went to Machu Picchu on a trip. This is one of my all-time favorite trips. We got the opportunity to go to Zimbabwe and Botswana and Zambia and Namibia. And this was at a school in Zimbabwe that the company we travel with supports. So we got to meet the children, bring supplies for the school, and they were just wonderful. A silly picture of me there in the middle, lying down with all the Galapagos sea lions. It was incredible how the animals are not afraid of you and don't run away because they don't know humans as harmful, which was really wonderful to be around, really peaceful. And then a funny picture, a couple years ago, I went diving on the Red Sea, and we went and stayed a couple extra days in Cairo, and our tour guide really wanted to get us a picture of touching the top of the pyramids. But why Rotary? Really, a huge part of why Rotary is Romy. So Romy has been a very dear friend, and she has loved her time in Rotary and has always said, so is this the year you're joining Rotary? And I'm really grateful for that. I'm really grateful to be in Arcata Sunrise and have a lot of fun with you all. I'm super committed to the international service and have seen the effects of Rotary when I've traveled. And I think that is really special and something I definitely want to contribute to, as well as the commitment to youth exchange. So that bottom photo there is a picture of me at age 16 on my first exchange, and it was through my church at the time, to Japan. And so that is what sparked my love for travel and my love for people in different cultures. And so I love that Rotary is also committed to that. And then also commitment to community service. Do anything we can to improve our community and the people we live with, I'm definitely all about. So there you go. A lot of info in a little bit of time, but hopefully, Maggie, we are still on schedule.
Brava, brava. That's great. Thank you. So we are going to, and I don't know why it does this. Oh, here we go. One thing we don't have the ability for me to do is to stand and lurk closer and closer to our speakers when I need them to stop speaking. So I don't know how to go about doing that, but that was awesome, and we'll figure it out. Can you see your blue badge, Stephanie? Can you guys see that? There you are. So thank you. Stephanie is now officially a Blue Badger, an active member of our club. Let's all give her a round of applause for making it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.